Did Roman forts become towns? Imagine a military camp transforming into a bustling town. It might sound like a story from a fairy tale, but in ancient Rome, this was quite common. Roman forts, called castra, were built for defense and to house soldiers. They were usually rectangular with thick walls, watchtowers, and gates, covering areas from a few acres to over 20 acres. These forts served as secure bases along borders and important roads. Over time, as soldiers settled and families moved nearby, these forts started to change. Civilians, traders, and craftsmen saw the safety and infrastructure as a good reason to settle close to the military. These new communities were called vicus, or villages, that grew around the fort. They often had shops, baths, and small temples, making them lively places. As the settlement grew, the Romans used their urban planning skills. They laid out streets in straight lines, built stone walls for protection, and added public buildings. This made the settlement more organized and permanent. Some forts, like the one in Manchester, called Mamucium, began as a small military post around AD 179. It expanded into a town with stone defenses by the 3rd century. Another example is Eboracum, now known as York. It started as a fort in AD 71 and soon became a major city with military headquarters, public baths, and markets. In Britain, many towns grew from these military origins, especially in the north and west. But in southeastern Britain, some towns grew from earlier Iron Age settlements, not from forts. Most of the earliest buildings in these towns were made of timber, which is harder for archaeologists to find today. When stone buildings appeared, it showed the settlement was becoming more permanent and important. These towns often had forums, temples, and baths, all inspired by Roman urban design. So yes, many Roman forts did become towns. The military base provided security, infrastructure, and a foundation for civilian life. Over time, these places grew into thriving communities, blending military strength with civilian living. They became centers of trade, culture, and governance, leaving a lasting mark on the landscape.